Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer, and to those of you that keep coming back, hello and welcome back. And if you've never subscribed, don't forget, just click that red button there that says subscribe, and after that click the bell sign so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. Saw this news in one place and I researched. I tried to make sure, reliable source, because some people are like, well, make sure your news is from a reliable source. Okay, I went and I, the way, to be honest, typical Nigerian news is copy and paste here and there, copy and paste. So everybody's writing exact same thing, and I didn't want to just post it by just any source. Yeah, and I went and I searched and I found it on Linda Ikeji's blog. So hopefully it's not a fake news. Hopefully it's not fake news, and if it is, sue Linda Ikeji. I'm gonna read to you guys word for word the way it is on Linda Ikeji's blog. It says, exclusive, is beauty queen Tobi Phillips set to be the new Olori of Ife? So, and then it says, we ask this because Tobi Phillips, a top model and former World Miss Universe Nigeria, is seriously dating the Oni of Ife. The two began dating last year, shortly after the Oba separated from his wife, Olori Wurola, who he has since divorced. We hear there is a lot of pressure on the Oni, who is just 43, to take another wife, being the most important Oba in Yoruba land. Tobi, who is about 27, and is said to be one of those the Oba is considering, even though there is another UK-based babe that is also in the running to be the next Oni queen. But being that his throne allows him 4 wives, maybe there's a chance for both women. Now, to start with, I don't know, like, how do they get this information? Like, he's been dating somebody. How? Like, I don't know how to get. I think my camera is a bit too washed out, isn't it? Just reduce it a bit. Honestly, I don't know where they get all this news from, because, okay, now it says the model is seriously. If 2 people are dating, how do you know when it's serious? Like, seriously dating. And then it says is seriously dating the Oni of Ife. How do you determine, like, even if 2 people are dating, how do you know if it's serious or not? We don't know. Only the 2 of them know if it's serious. I don't know. And then the 2 began dating last year, shortly after the Oba separated from his wife. Okay, I don't know how people get all this information, because even if he's dating someone, how did they know? How are they sure about this news and stuff like that? That is even out of the way. To be honest, what I want to talk about in this video is not even, fine. If he's engaged, if he's getting married, if he's in love or whatever, I wish them all the best. That's how I feel about it. I wish them all the best. What I actually wanted to talk about is, when I saw this post on Facebook, I have learned from personal experience that you do not know what's happening in people's relationships. Personal experience. You do not have a clue what's happening in people's relationships. And I have learned to mind my business when it comes to people's relationships, because you have no clue. You could look at a couple and be like, oh, that lady is so quiet, what happened? Oh, that guy is so quiet, what happened? People are not necessarily who you see on the outside. It's easy to look at relationships and make up your mind about people's relationships, what's going on there, who is the good one and who is the bad one or whatever. I wanted to, like, you see, when they split up, there was a lot of posts on Facebook about the wife must have done something wrong. People talked about the fact that she had a Lebanese man before, and she was never fit for the throne and stuff like that. And this is someone you guys have never met, or this is somebody we've never met her. Like, all we see is what we see on social media. We don't know this girl face to face or know her in real life. You don't know who she is, like, apart from what you see, and we haven't seen her making any trouble. There's nothing much we saw about that girl apart from the ex-wife, apart from they come out in public, and that's it. We never saw any action we can say, okay, let's go with this action, you know what I mean? So, but people just had issue that she already was married before, so she was not qualified, but in our culture, a man can be married 10 times and people still feel like he's qualified to do anything with his life. if it is true, people will be more accepting of him getting engaged and getting married again and moving on with his life, more than if the lady, if 4 months after that relationship ended, Wuola was to go into a new relationship and was getting married or whatever, anything like that, there will be so much said. There will be so much said. You know what? I'm not even going to make this video about Dioni of Ife, and I'm not even going to make it about him, right? I'm going to make this video about in general, in our culture, right? If a woman gets divorced or separated, whatever it is, and there is this tradition that expects her to live like a widow, yeah, and look like she's mourning. There is this expectation that her life should just basically, she shouldn't progress. There should be problems in her life. You know, she shouldn't move on. There was a post I was talking about if a man marry more than one wife and stuff like that. And a lot of men, you know, I'm never going to tell people what to do. Everybody's free to marry more than one. If it's a decision, if you want to be second wife, third wife, it's your decision. If a man wants to marry 10 wives, it's their decision. It's not, all I can ever do is bring up discussions for people to discuss. I know what I want for my life, you know what you want for your life, and then independent, you know, we all have our choices. But what shocks me is how people bring up things. Some men will bring up things like, yeah, if a man does not marry more than one wife, what's going to happen to the widow? What's going to happen to the woman that is single parents? What's going to happen to women that are single parents? You know, they treat being a widow or being a single parent like as if it's like a disability, like people that need to be pitied, like as if they're charity cases. You know, our society expects a woman that is single to be depressed, unhappy. If a marriage splits up and the man decides to go remarry and move on with his life, our society expects it like, oh yeah, it's a man, he's moved on. But if marriage splits up and the woman decides to fall in love again, move on with her life and be happy, people cannot accept it. Why? Why would she move on? Like, people can't accept that she can move on. People find it hard to accept that a woman has moved on from a broken marriage. A woman has, you know, done much with her life. And most of the time, it is an oppression, my opinion. Unfortunately, it is we women that are our biggest problems. The women that will gossip about her is going to be fellow women. We have to change our mentality. When I saw the news about him getting engaged or whatever, I just wanted to talk about it from the angle of people have to move on. It is better to be divorced, separated, than to kill each other. A million times better. It is definitely better to be separated, divorced. Let me tell you, nobody goes into a marriage with a plan to be divorced or separated or go whatever. No. People go into it because they're in love. This is what they want. This is, you know, they think about happily ever after. But it doesn't always happen that way, you know. But my thing is, if it doesn't happen that way, people should move on. People should move on. If he's truly in love with somebody else, that is his life. Let it be. But my thing is, I'm still coming to talk about women. People always say, you always talk about women. My society as Nigeria, there's so much disadvantage. So much disadvantage. You ask yourself, you have a daughter, you have a sister, everybody have their lives to live. But my thing is, our society should start accepting that a woman that is divorced or separated has a right to move on. When that marriage split up, a lot of people said it was her fault. We don't know what's happening in the marriage. We don't know if it is his fault or her fault. We don't know. And I like the fact that both of them kept quiet and they didn't. We don't know much. All we see is what we see from the outside. At the end of the day, my take on it is they are divorced. They've gone their separate ways. People should move on. People should move on with their lives. But if that girl was to get engaged right now, if Wurola was to get engaged right now, the amount of gossip, the amount of condemnation, the amount of talking here and there that would happen, people would say, you know, there's nothing people would not say. There's nothing people would not say. This video, all I want to talk about is when marriage, it comes to the point where it is no longer. I know people are going to say the Bible says, well, we know what the Bible says. I'm a Christian, I know what the Bible says. But I would rather have a couple go their separate ways and be happy than to be together and kill each other. That is my my take on it, that everybody have a right to move on, be you man or woman. We all deserve to move on. This life, I've said it a million times in my videos, we only live once. This is not a practice. This is it. You're not practicing to come back and do the right one. This is it. You have to live your life once and for all. And we should begin to allow people to live their lives. We should begin to allow people, especially in our culture, allow women to move on with their lives. There's so many killing of couples up and down. Nowadays, there's this man killed the wife, that woman killed the husband. It is everywhere. We have to start accepting and allowing people with equal measure, whether you man or a woman, that people deserve to move on after a divorce. People deserve to move on after a separation. Don't forget, we only live once. Thank you all for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.
It's goodbye, friends, and goodbye, folks.